Yeah. So, what is that you were telling about your research on gender equality? What exactly you do?
So, my area of focus in my research is often gender equality and how
Mm-hmm.
gender plays out in our society. A lot of my research is on LGBTQ and
Okay.
a lot of it with intersection with caste, class, and also other marginalized areas like intersection of disability and women, how disabled women
Mm-hmm.
navigate life. So these are few areas that
But
I've
it's
been
very
looking.
broader, subject, very broader. When you include all these
Yeah,
categories,
it's a
then
lot.
class and caste, it become very broader.
Mm.
So, can we narrow down our discussion, to make it
To the
very simple?
heteronormative,
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe only the equality between men
men and
and
women.
women, nothing
Yeah,
beyond.
sure.
So that will be more simpler. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, what is that your view on that?
I think understanding equality is itself a big task in today's day and age, as employment and other aspects of life that we are dependent on. It's more
Mm-hmm.
important that we as a society understand what equality to the truest meaning is.
Mm-hmm.
Equality often is mistaken that people are put in the same circumstances,
Okay.
and so they should be able to, they're in the equal ground so they can exhibit and work their way up. But we
Mm-hmm.
often forget that just putting two people in the same box does not make it equal,
Mm-hmm.
because two individuals could have two very different experiences from their
Mm-hmm.
past,
Mm-hmm.
and or even just experiences based on how they are. If we're talking about men and women, there are two different types of people who have experiences which are truly different.
Mm-hmm.
So putting them together in the same pedestal would not be the solution.
Okay.
It is ensuring that they both have the same equal opportunity. That if
Mm-hmm.
putting them together in the same place is not what it is, we have to start looking at equality in a more substantive way
Mm-hmm.
than just in a very
But if
generalized way.
do you think if given same opportunity to both men and women, they are going to come up equally, or how is it?
No, I don't think so, because we have to understand there is years, in fact,
Mm-hmm.
decades and centuries worth of oppression
Mm-hmm.
women have faced, and it
Mm-hmm.
also comes with a lot of misnomer that is there in the society about societal standards that women face and stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
So putting them together in the same opportunity is not the same way. We have to give women push push in a way that she gets a substantive chance to even compete. Just putting them together in the same opportunity to compete is not that. We have to make sure that she's in a position where she's able to have the equal chance of
No, but
competing.
this all your argument, or whatever the point you are debating is with an assumption that both the people can excel in every area
Mhm.
if given a chance.
Yes.
Is it true?
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
scientifically true.
Yes. I mean, I think going behind the science ka logic itself is stereotypical, and it's just feeding into a very flawed understanding of, again, feeding into a
So, what
very.
should be the basis when you want to make some analysis? You can't just go with somebody's weird idea. Somebody say, okay, this is right, just go. It cannot be. There could be some kind of backup to every argument.
Right.
Either you bring scientific evidence or the fact or historic data or some kind of result of the study. There could be something to back. So, what is the basis of your argument that if given opportunity,
Mhm.
men or women, irrespective of what they are, they can still do well in every area?
So,
I don't agree with that.
okay.
That is a point. I don't agree. So that is
My.
where, see, I'm not. Let me put it this way: I'm not um, against women, or I'm not taking any sides. But my contention is that though men and women they belong to same species scientifically, okay? But actually they are as good as two different species. Okay. Now when I make any kind of analysis, I don't just stop at a superficial analysis. So particularly when it comes to human, so we are different layers, right? Okay, so one is our physical level. Second is intellectually, we need to compare both the category whether they are same. Third is emotionally. There could be a fourth level that is spiritual, but that is little. I think when it comes to this discussion, that is little out of context. I'm not going to touch upon that. But if these three areas, if you take, physically, you know that both are not equal, right? Both are not equal. It's not about equal. Both are made very, very differently. Okay? Even our chromosomes are different. Our DNA is different. Every cell in our body are different. It is made like that. Okay? Men are made more muscular. He's made strong. Okay? He's physically strong. He's built like that because he has to take care, protect the herd. It is not I'm not talking about a human. Take any species, whether it is animal kingdom or birds or even go to see the fishes. Take any species. I mean, there could be exemptions, but you can see that majority of the cases, the male is always made stronger because male's job is what? He has to protect the herd. He has to be stronger. He's a fighter. He's a hunter. For human also, today we are all living in city, we are cultured animals, but we are animals. We are also built like that. Olden days, the men were supposed to go and hunt. So they are made strong. Agree or not?
Yeah.
Okay. Even our culture, what I told, the entire our body, this up to minute level. If you go, also we are all built separately.
Okay.
Now, one more thing which may be controversial for you is that again, don't look at human alone. You take any species, can always see the male is made more majestic, more attractive, right? You think about anything, any animal, any bird. I'm telling there could be few exceptions, but 99% of the cases you will find male is made always very attractive because it's again the matter of survival of the species. Nature has decided that. It is not in your control or my control. Because it has to, the male has to attract females towards him. That's why he's made like that. So, in case of human also, I believe that men are made more attractive, right?
Oh, wow. I would completely
Anyway, so take that
disagree.
one on a lighter vein, but physically we are two different creatures. Okay, when it comes to intellectually, okay. So I'm not looking into the size of brain or something. Size of brain, if you look, yes, male, the brain size is slightly bigger, but the pattern of how the brain works, okay, the reactions, the brain reactions, the pattern of thinking, and even if you look at certain areas of the female brain is stronger, but when you compare that same thing with the male you will find certain other areas male is strong. So where female brain is strong, the male brain is weak. Okay, and another thing also you must have heard about, the right and left brain. When it comes to female, their right brain is more stronger, right? For male, it is on the other way. So for certain task, the female can excel. So they are good in that, when it comes to, creativity, their creative ideas, they are more intuitive, they are good in arts. All those things are good. Emotionally, yes, they can sense emotions of other people very fast. Whereas a man takes more time to understand the emotions, right? So on the other way, the man is good in logics, the facts. Okay, mathematics is very good. So he can solve complex problems. His left brain is strong. So certain task, the men can be the best, but female can be very good in certain other things. Again, brain-wise, though the reaction-wise, if you take, we are made differently. Even when think about the hormones, the male hormone, female hormones are different. Its reaction in the brain are very, very different. Both work in very different way. So that comparison also doesn't work. Now, third level, emotionally, if you look, what's the situation? Female, the women, are emotionally very strong. Their emotional intelligence is much stronger compared to men. When somebody's emotional intelligence is better means what? They are able to understand their emotions. They are able to control their emotions. They can also understand, sense the other people's emotions. Even they can support other people's, emotionally. So they are strong in that, but men are very weak in that. Okay. So men are very weak emotionally, whereas the women are very strong. And the behaviorally also, if you look at the emotional behavior I am talking about, men are generally more aggressive, but women, they accept the things very fast. That acceptance is something, it's a process.
Men are irrational.
Yeah, so the women, what happened, even if there is an emotional setback, there's an emotional turbulence, they can come out very fast. But the men, what happened, they are good in storing that emotional, experience inside. They keep it for longer time. And they also call back it very fast. Okay. So they cannot come out of that turbulence. Okay. They remain, they get stuck there. But a female can come out. And similar way, for letting go, female are very good. The men are not good. So that way also, if you compare, is a very different animals. Both are two different. Even though we say both are same species, they're as good as two different species. Now, the beauty of these two, the creations, if you look physically, okay, there is some weakness. The female is weak, but man is strong. Intellectually, we told a certain area, the female is good, very strong. Certain other area, male is strong. Emotionally similar way. So actually, they are meant in such a way that both are imperfect animals, but together they can compensate. Where female are weak, if the man is with him, he can support it, so they can find their completeness when they are together. Instead of competing each other, they should complement each other. That is how the nature has created these two, the creations. So there is no meaning of just comparing both, and also telling that, okay, let us give opportunity everywhere so that they will come equal. I don't think that that's going to work. And we should learn from the animal kingdom, right? There no social rules are there. Nothing has been imposed on them. So how they work?
I think it's important to understand we're very different from animals in the free land. They're not worried about employment. They're not worried about getting money. They're not worried about getting abused or raped. I mean, in fact, that is a worry now.
There is violence in
there
that.
is
Animal
violence,
kingdom
and
also.
a lot of it is imposed by us. So that is one thing. I mean, they have to worry about it because of humans. But unfortunately, it's important to say, you've said this dichotomy that, okay, men and women have to function together and they would work together. That, okay, I understand as an idea or as a principle, but do you even see it applying in today's world? It doesn't work that way. Even if you're saying that they're supposed to work together, where there is no opportunity to even for women to work in that space. And secondly, if a man is put in a very superior understanding that they are here to save the herd, save the species, they're here to provide, and women are here to support.
It is not decided by men. Why men should take all the pain?
It's not
that.
about men.
They are built like that, right?
No, but this is how our society is working, right? You have to, there is no acknowledgement, this is how the society is working. And if you're saying there are some things women can't do, how would we know? We have never given those opportunities to women. How would we know? If men...
No, where is that opportunity lacking? Every area is open for, every...
It is just, that's what I'm saying. The mere understanding, if let's say I'm a recruiter, and you are a woman, let's say, and there are other men applying. It says it's open for all because you have to say that. But when these applications come, the questions that are narrated to a man and maybe and maybe me as a woman would be different. Would be my questions if I sit for placements will be, is that my plans to get married soon, or they won't take me because they think I'll get married soon, or if I'm married, they think I'll get pregnant soon. If I'm with a child, they think I will not put that much effort. Why is it not the same with men? And also not even that,
because we don't get pregnant, we don't carry children.
yeah,
so
but
that's why I told you, we are all built different
no,
way,
but
right?
I mean, there is this, at least there should be an onerous understanding. You as a parent, if you're saying men are providing for children, are providing for the civilization, then wouldn't there be some sort of onerous responsibility of them taking part in taking care of that child? Looking at today's Indian laws, when we are talking about, there is, I forgot the law itself, but there is a law that you can take a sabbatical for 2 years as a woman if you want to take care of your child, and then you can come back. That law is not extended to men. It is discriminatory towards men, but the reason why it is not extended is because of our social understanding that women are supposed to take up that role. Let's say in an instance where it's a single father like you could not avail that as a single father. So we have to understand equality is not just a resonant issue for women, but it's also an issue for men. And to compare us with the animal kingdom would be unrealistic. In animal kingdom, there is no single fathers running around with children. There are no worries about how to pay rent or loan. You can't keep that understanding. This just
No, see, I'm not telling that there is no discrimination. There could be, and there are maybe. But the point what I'm trying to stress upon is that the way now lot of projections are done on this equality, I think that need lot of deliberation. The understanding is very poor because, like what you said also in the beginning, 90% of the people believe that, okay, if given opportunity, everybody can excel everywhere. I'm only telling that may not be true. But there are areas where women could be the best employee. So there, even every, the corporate will be you look into IT sector. I don't think that there is any kind of disparity there. I think more or less, I don't know, may not be 50-50, at least 40 60%, there could be a ratio between female and male. So there are a lot of banking sector you take it, even real estate now. The women started coming, financial sector. So many places. When it comes to apparel, food industry, so many places the women are the most preferred candidates compared to men. But there could be, like, for example, construction. When it comes to construction, it's a very profound and more risky kind of a job. There, maybe for field work, may not be. But in the design, when it comes to design, it's about engineering or design, the creative part, architectural, engineering, the women are preferred. So that's why I'm telling. It's not that every area you just open and give equal opportunity and pick up everybody equally. So that is where the reservation comes. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's where the reservation comes. That's another question, whether is it going to solve the problem, or that is going to create more issues, like you spoke about. Gender neutral laws that's not existing in this country, right?
Yeah.
So you try to support one gender by making laws, but that creates more problem because it is misused. The laws are the laws are misused. So same thing could be applicable for even reservations. Mm-hmm. The right people may not get the opportunity, right?
No, I think we have to understand the idea of reservation isn't about the idea that, okay, we should just pity on them and give them. It's the idea that, okay, if now, I'll take an example now. The new, I think it's an amendment or it's getting amended, the Companies Law 2013.
Mm-hmm.
In 2013, they had given one reservation for women board member. Mm-hmm. There should be always one.
There,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Now it's been made it into 2. Why is this as an idea even put? Because board, when we look at how boards are often constituted in companies, women are almost maybe very partially part of that leadership role. The reason the idea of reservation isn't that this person we're giving it to just because we have to give. It's the idea that when one woman gets that position, she is in that level where she can be with other people, other men. If let's say it's men are constituted of men, she's given that opportunity to be in that landscape and prove. But that's the whole idea of reservation. That's what I'm saying. We have to look at equality in a more substantive way. If she would have just equally just applied for the same position, like the reason why reservation is because in that interview only she would get removed, she wouldn't be taken. But the idea is to give her that opportunity so she can prove herself. And in that also, it's not they take incompetent people, they take bunch of women, very strong women will apply, and whoever's the best out of that will be taken.
But you look into the data, say for the last 50 years, this number is very, very encouraging. Okay, even you spoke about board of directors. I think sometime I read in the recent time, I think almost 90% of the listed companies, I think today there are women representation on the board. That was not the case earlier. But yes, when it comes to top position, even the CEOs, the number, if you look at that, even 10 years back and today, if you look, the number is growing. The number is not equal.
Yeah.
No, there's no reservation for CEO.
No, but the idea of putting directors
No. I'm telling without even this reservation itself, the numbers are growing because probably there could be it also could be a reason that earlier days there were not enough eligible candidates. Many people, when it comes to education, women when today also they are backward. If you go to villages, they are not getting proper education. So today the situation has changed. There are a lot of eligible candidates are there, so automatically their number is growing. I don't think that a well-educated girl is deprived of job today. I don't think. Okay, they get job. Whether you are a boy or a girl, doesn't matter. If you are good, meritorious, you come out from a good institute and you are picked up, irrespective of your gender. So the numbers are encouraging, things are changing. Even if there is no reservation, I think maybe you take 10 years down the line, the number is going to be more or less equal. It may not be exactly 50%, but maybe something close to that. It would come.
I think assuming that women don't have a tougher time than men to get a job is very flawed, because we have to understand how a woman is assessed in interviews is not the same as a man would. Let's say my field of law itself, litigation is a field that's already so hard to make your name in. And on top of that, being a woman, it's even harder. There are many high courts in today's age, at 2023, where there is not a washroom for women advocates.
Because that's okay. That I heard, because it's got nothing to do with gender bias or anything. But
is.
Yes, it's a government. Government has shown that responsibility, because the basic infrastructure, the need should be there everywhere. Why the court? Even if you go to a street, the cities, you don't have enough facilities.
Yeah, right? But it's in a high court, where it's in a
chamber. Even I know that many times I think about, when I run the marathon, because we are a male, because 4 or 5 hours you have to run. So we sometimes take the risk of going to the roadside, but the women can't do that.
Yeah.
So these kind of constraints are the responsibility of the government. Mm-hmm. And that nobody is against that. Nobody is telling that it should not be done.
No, my point is that this is because it's an assumption that women are not going to be in this field. It's not a field that is dominant of women. And even if, let's say, one of my internships I was interning in, I was seeing a proceeding in NCLT, and she was a associate in Shardul Amarchand and Magaldas, the tier 1 law firm in India. The judges were laughing at her face for just making a small mistake in saying something. She got some fact wrong and she presented it. They laughed at her face. Imagine.
Now, if a man was presenting that kind of, laughable data, they won't laugh. They will laugh, right?
It wasn't about data. It was a mistake. And I'm sorry, but that is not acceptable. And not even that. It was, it's not court. It's completely going under court orders and going under. This is like, it's not okay. Imagine you're in a
See, there are a
presence of
lot of
justice and
cases,
court.
similar cases, the man is insulted, but nobody cares because it's a man insult another man. When the
No,
woman, a woman come there, it become a major issue.
it's
So
not
if
that.
it is all about parity,
If we find one case where where a man is being laughed at by not
there
just
could be so many cases.
no, by a judge and her opposition counsel on basically getting some mistakenly telling something, not because she mistaken said something foolish. And even if it was the case, is that the order of the court? Is that how how a judiciary should be functioning? No.
No,
But
for
we
me,
have to
when we are
understand-
talking about equality, even if there is an incident happens,
Yeah.
we should not bring a gender issue there because it's a person. A person got insulted. That is a man or woman. On the moment you bring that angle, there's no equality. Equality comes only when somebody has been ill-treated, irrespective of it is a man or woman. Action has to be taken.
No,
So why when it is a woman is there, it should become sensitive. Even organizations, we have very strict law about harassment. When it comes to man, there's nothing.
No, but we
Even
have
though the
to-
law says that yes, it's equally applicable to both the parties,
In what
both the
way?
side. But I'm
For
telling
what
about
law?
the harassment law.
Okay.
It's actually biased. It's totally biased.
Because we have to understand, if we are starting to look at things and not see gender involved in it, that is us being blind that there's an issue. If we do not view gender as an issue, it is us being blind. And secondly, talking about this incident, I said I went through NCLT proceedings for 2 months and I saw how NCLT proceedings is. It's not how it is. It's not how a male lawyer will be treated. It is not. I've talked to even a lot of, in fact, a lawyer. She was a female herself, a senior advocate in the Supreme Court. She was delivering a talk in Jindal, and she was telling about how women, there was a question about how women interns, it's very hard for them in the space. And they said, yeah, maybe just don't show your legs in court. Is this a way of talking? And this is
What happens in many places, even a woman ill-treat another woman. So how do you see it?
that again, I think that is a gender issue, because let's say when a woman is ill-treating another woman, it's still a gender issue, because there is a understanding of between women going through this generational understanding that, okay, don't dress like this, don't look like this, don't gain weight, don't be like this. Then it is not just increasing her own conception that she should not be like this because she's not presentable, but she's also going to start viewing other women who might be doing those
So
things.
why is it? So that's my
It's
question.
because
Because
of-
historically, if you look, most of the cases you'll find actually a woman become the biggest enemy for another woman, right? Even historically, if you look at household, is very famous about the mother-in-law, daughter-in-law fight, not a father-in-law and daughter-in-law fighting, right? The father-in-law most of the time tried to cover it up, tried to support. So same way I found even more restrictions
Mhm.
on a daughter, whether mother or father, who puts? Certainly not father. This is my understanding. Most of the household is a mother. She's putting more controls. No, she's a girl, and so why even? I'm just wondering, or I just want to know why. What do you think? Why the women become the biggest enemy of the women progress?
Often when we see such incidents
Uh-huh.
within a home, let's say a mother tells, okay, don't wear this because these people are coming, your uncles are coming, somebody's coming. It's because this kind of dispute and issues are happening is because women themselves, unfortunately, sadly, they have been told that we are supposed to be in a position where we're serving the other gender, and the one that is dominating, which I would say male.
Mhm.
There is this idea pinned among women itself that your purpose in life is to be serving men. Your purpose in life is to be catering your life. You have to adjust your life around serving men.
No, I think it's just isolated cases you are picking up.
No,
Generalize the thing.
let's talk about anything.
Okay, you talk about our home.
Mhm.
I serve you or you serve me?
I mean, that's a parent, this thing. You can't.
So then you bring the tag of a parent.
No, but I'm just realistically asking.
Uh-huh.
I hope you don't get offended. Let's say you were married.
Okay.
And you were married and you were in a relationship and we're together, we're all living together. Do you think
Mm-hmm.
if there was always another maternal figure,
Mm-hmm.
if you were still married, there was a maternal figure in the house
Mm-hmm.
throughout my childhood and to this date,
Okay.
do you think you would have taken up that role?
I mean,
That is my question.
So that's a very hypothetical case. The point is that, so here, one more thing let me tell you, even though, a lot of time, I must have taken up the role of a mother, but I can't. I'm not meant for that, right?
Yeah.
It's an imperfect mother because it's not meant for me, even if I put all the effort. So, similar way, if a single mother tried to, enter into a father's role, okay, she can make an attempt. Up to some extent, she can be successful, but she cannot replace a father, right? So that's what the same point of argument, that is both are two different species. One cannot substitute the other. Both are meant for different job, different task, different purpose. Okay, the nature has decided that. So on the moment we bring this kind of, so anything you sensationalize it, then always a divide is created. I think today the society, I think there's a lot of attempt from various corners to create that divide. Like it's created like it's a man versus, woman. It's not the case. It's not about men versus women. And even today, if you look, most cases I can say that, the men are openly supporting for all these, whatever you call about equality or anything. But maybe some incident happened somewhere, there is a rape case or something, then there's a sect. They are trying to generalize, all men are bad.
But we have to understand, rape case is not a single instance. Every 20 minutes there's a rape being reported in Delhi. It's just a report in Delhi. So it's not a general once in a while thing, it happens. So I think it's not women saying ki all men, but it is a fear. I mean, imagine the fear. And also we have to understand these impositions put by mothers, like you said. It is also because of this fear that exists. And I don't think it's a fight against men.
Now, see, okay, you may be right in one, to some extent, but look, take any developed country, including the US or Europe, everywhere it happens. When the numbers are much more there, okay? They are all developed people. The numbers are more. Maybe there's an argument that probably we are not reporting many cases, so
there's a lot of
maybe possible.
Cases, yeah.
But numbers are not less there. The crime is much more there. So the point is that, as I said, the men are built differently. Okay, they are built strong. They are also built aggressive because they are supposed to be hunter. Now in this society, we are all living in the city. I have no option for hunting or fighting with somebody else. What happens? The people suppress it. No, I'm just giving you.
Sounds very bad.
No, giving you. Yeah, this is what exactly happened. Okay, so every man has that suppressed, fighter inside him, and some of the people may use that one for a positive thing. Okay, there are so many areas they can pick up for fighting and making something good. Okay, some people, because they are bringing up or they are, there could be a lot of psychological disorder inside. I mean, the reason could be there. So they use that aggression for what is called harming women. It could be. So a lot of cases, if you analyze psychologically, when you are analyzing this criminal background and why this has happened, even many cases, that famous Nirpaya case, you also seen that interview of that. They were not even regretting.
Yeah.
For them, they have been brought up in such a way that they are, according to them, in villages, what they are seen is the women is supposed to be covered, including face, putting the sari. That's how the women is supposed to be. On the moment somebody is not doing that, the message was that, okay, they are all bad girls. So he was taught like that. With that mindset, he is coming to a city and looking around, he doesn't understand. So I can't say that many times this kind of culprit, this kind of crime, we can blame only those criminals, right? The government is also equally responsible. Our society, the way the social norms are derived, including our various religions have their own, set norms, okay, that's imposed in the childhood. So there are so many, it's a very complex issue.
I think we have to, if this aggression of natural instinct, if it's a natural instinct of men to be aggressive, that cannot be laid as an excuse of what is happening to women. It cannot be you, like a man.
No, you felt like I was justifying it.
It sounds like you're
That's what I'm telling you. It's not justifying. I'm trying to put certain facts that has to be looked into that aspect.
Then we have to.
Seeing
then
a
men
crime,
have to work on it.
It's not men. Men are brought up by their mother and father, right?
Yeah.
So once in childhood, their brain is conditioned in some way. Do you think they can change?
No,
they can change.
We're talking about if you're talking about aggression.
See, aggression is a quality. Okay, it can be good or bad. That he is supposed to use it for protecting the herd, or protecting the family, or protecting the society. They can go to the border and fight also, right? Mm-hmm. They can also join. There is a lot of forces. So there are two ways of using that. From the moment your mentality itself is corrupt. So many times I can't blame those people. They have been brought up with a different thing. Bad idea was put into their brain, and when most of the cities are crime, when you look, is all this kind of mixed population. The coming from different culture, and they are confused.
But I think there is still a huge I completely agree. There is it is not something that happens in the moment. This is not some crime. This is not a crime that people just think, okay, I'll do it. This is because of years and generations of thought that is put into them. I completely agree, but it does not mean that this is something that should be even. Yeah, I mean,
the change will happen, but the thing is, this is not something just by switching on a switch. Okay, suddenly the light has come. You can't make that kind of a change. It takes maybe a couple of generations, or 3-4 generations has to go. It may take another 200 years, for that kind of a mental correction. The mindset has to change, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen overnight.
We have to understand if this. Yeah, I agree. It does not happen overnight. And this is something that will continue. This will continue for a while, and hopefully this change will happen. But then we have to still understand the victim still remains women. Women are still a victim. Even if this is a correction that will take time, there are still women who will still suffer through this. And if we don't understand still that there is a power dynamic in our society, that men are the ones who are at the power hill. I don't think anyone's arguing that men are not physically strong. I don't think, at least
it's not. See, the you called out assault or suffering. So most of these law are made considering only the physical assault. No, the physical assault.
Yeah.
Okay? But there's a lot of mental harassment also. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, that may be more painful. Okay, so now quantifying that, measuring that, proving that is very difficult. So that way, sometimes a lot of men are also suffering a lot.
Yeah, I'm not saying that at all. I don't think men are not suffering. I'm saying in the sense of opportunities. I think, see, even I agree in the sense that gender neutral laws is something that needs to be discussed deeply now, especially looking at the new revised IPC, CRPC and Evidence Act that has been tabled in the Parliament. And Section 377, unnatural sex, is completely removed from IPC, and that will be harmful for men, because then there is no actual way of them to actually report rape. But
okay, so anyway, so the law cannot be the answer for every problem, right? So my simple, suggestion is that let us accept that men and women are two different species. Okay, let us accept. So on the moment we accept that you are meant for something, I am meant for something. Okay, and together, only we can make this world better. then I think most of this divide, the debate, most of the things we can avoid, and probably there'll be more peace.
I think your idea that is that it's actually genuinely being accepted. I think a lot of people accept your idea, and I don't think it's benefiting in any way. I think there's a lot of people who accept. I mean, a huge chunk of the society accepts men and women are different. But I still see no reforms. I don't see any change. I think it's more of the understanding, even if we are different, the level of respect, the level of opportunities, the level of understanding should be the same. Even if there is difference, it has to be the genuine interactions between these two have to be the same. The respect should be given the same, and that's the core understanding of what patriarchy
No, there is no doubt. What you are asking is genuine, but you are not telling how. That is where all the confusion. How? Because some people think that just by bringing harsh law, just
law is
bringing
one
reservation,
aspect, yeah.
equality is going to come.
No,
It
but
doesn't
law
happen
is like
that.
50%. The next 50% is social reforms.
Yeah, social
reforms have to happen.
That involves your mindset change, right?
Mindset, traditional change, a lot of it. I mean, there is no doubt that India as a country, we can't just blame people.
Many religious code need to be rewritten.
Traditional.
Right? Social norms need to be rewritten.
Yeah. So traditional and cultural aspects in our country play like a huge chunk into how our social dichotomy is right now. So those things have to change. But that is something, it's going to be a revolution to change.
Okay, let us hope for some revolution to happen. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll continue this debate later. Okay, so let us go and have some food. I'm hungry.
Same.
Okay. Okay then.